Have you ever stopped to wonder what is truly more dangerous than having no money at all? It is the act of possessing great wealth while failing to build a fortress around it. Imagine your neighbor for a moment. He drives a 15-year-old Toyota Camry with a small dent in the rear door. He wears plain t-shirts from a local department store and never shares a single detail of his life on social media. Last month, this man paid $80,000 in cash for his daughter's entire wedding without a second thought. Meanwhile, your other neighbor, the one with the brand new leased luxury car, just had to borrow money from his parents to cover the rent. One of these men has mastered an ancient secret that has been protected for thousands of years. The wise man's treasure is invisible, while the fool's treasure announces itself to the world. As we stand here in early 2026, the world has become louder than ever before. We are told that if we do not show it, we do not have it. But this is the greatest financial lie of our century. Visibility is a form of financial suicide. The loudest person in any room is usually the one with the emptiest bank account. The truly wealthy have mastered the art of staying completely hidden while their money multiplies in the shadows. This goes against every modern instinct you have been taught. Yet it is exactly how the legendary old money families built dynasties that lasted for centuries. If you are tired of looking rich while staying broke, it is time to listen to the wisdom of the keepers. Let us explore the first pillar of the invisible fortress, known as the principle of the hidden hand. Most people treat every financial win as if it were a victory lap. They get a promotion and immediately tell everyone at dinner. A bonus check clears, and they post a photo of a celebration vacation. An investment doubles, and they casually mention it to their friends at the golf course. Then they wonder why their family members start asking for loans they can never repay. They wonder why friends expect them to always pick up the check at the restaurant. And they wonder why strangers suddenly feel a deep sense of resentment toward them for no obvious reason. The ancient wisdom of the Talmud teaches us something that sounds almost mystical. Give with your right hand so that your left hand does not know what is happening. Most people assume this is only about charity. But the deeper truth is that even you should not constantly acknowledge your own wealth. The moment you celebrate your money publicly, you invite its destruction. The Jewish communities understood this perfectly through 2,000 years of history. They survived by never wearing expensive clothes in public and living in modest homes that did not attract attention. Hidden away and carefully protected, they held gold and portable assets that could move with them overnight. This strategy was not just about physical safety, it was about psychological protection. Public wealth creates three invisible enemies: obligation, envy, and expectation. The moment people know you have money, they feel entitled to a piece of it. They become bitter that you have it, and confused when you choose not to spend it on them. Your net worth should be a number known by exactly two people: you and your spouse. Not your parents, not your siblings, and certainly not your closest friends. Starting today, you must never discuss your salary with your coworkers. Never post a new purchase or a financial win on the internet. Create a boring persona and let everyone assume you are simply a comfortable member of the middle class. That assumption is your strongest shield. Consider the story of two brothers who each inherited a sum of money. The first brother received $2 million and told absolutely no one. He drove the same car, lived in the same house, and maintained his modest lifestyle. The second brother inherited $500,000 and immediately bought a flashy red sports car. 5 years later, the silent brother had $3.5 million and total peace of mind. The loud brother had $0 and was drowning in debt from the lifestyle expectations he had created for himself. Real wealth does not need to announce itself. It multiplies in the darkness, while everyone else is busy performing for an audience. Now we move to the second pillar, the philosophy of the invisible armor. This is a concept that was perfected by the Stoic masters. Most people buy luxury items to feel successful, validated, and worthy of respect. That designer handbag or that expensive watch is not just a purchase, it is an announcement. But what no one tells you is that every visible symbol of wealth is a crack in your financial armor. Thieves, scammers, and financial parasites all target those cracks. Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of Rome, with unlimited access to the riches of the world. He could have worn purple robes, woven with gold, and lived in palaces that would make modern billionaires jealous. Instead, he chose to wear simple robes and eat plain food. He lived with a startling modesty that confused those around him. He wrote in his private journals that the more you own that others can see, the more you own that can be taken from you. Visible wealth is vulnerable wealth. Think about the math that the marketing companies do not want you to see in 2026. A luxury car lease might cost you $1,200 every single month. That is over $14,000 a year just to signal to strangers that you have money. A used, reliable sedan costs you $0 per month and very little in maintenance. The difference of over $12,000 a year could be invested instead. If you run that calculation over 20 years with an 8% return, you realize you chose a logo over $500,000. You traded real freedom for the temporary feeling of looking successful to people you do not even know. The invisible armor strategy is simple and effective. Drive a modest, reliable car that is at least 5 years old. Wear quality clothing basics with no visible logos. Live in a neighborhood that does not scream money. Let your bank account tell the truth, while your appearance tells a protective lie. I once knew a lawyer who earned $400,000 a year and drove a luxury car with a Rolex on his wrist. When he was targeted in a lawsuit, the opposing attorneys saw his assets and came after everything he owned. His colleague, who earned even more, drove a simple Camry and wore an inexpensive watch. When he faced a similar legal challenge, they could not find substantial assets to target and settled for almost nothing. Visible wealth invites attack, but invisible wealth invites peace. The third pillar is the principle of the silent river. Americans and many others think that building wealth should be a visible and trackable journey. They post every single investment win and celebrate every financial milestone on social media. Then they wonder why their progress mysteriously stalls. It is because they are spending their energy managing other people's perceptions instead of building their empire. The ancient merchants of Babylon taught that the silent river carries more water than the loud stream. A loud stream crashes dramatically over rocks and evaporates quickly in the sun. But the deep, silent river flows steadily and reaches the ocean every single time. There is a psychological trap that most people miss. When you announce a goal publicly, your brain gets a hit of dopamine from the social validation. That dopamine makes your brain think you have already achieved the goal. Studies have proven that people who publicly declare their goals are actually less likely to reach them. The social reward replaces the work reward. Silent builders do not get their satisfaction from announcements. They only get it from real results. This is why they keep working when everyone else loses their motivation. Have you ever announced a goal and then failed to follow through? This pattern reveals why silence is more powerful than so-called accountability. Your new rule for 2026 is to practice financial silence. Spend an entire year making 0 posts about money or success. Do not discuss your investments or your purchases with anyone. The only exception is a private forum where you are genuinely learning. I know a woman who secretly saved for 8 years while her family thought she was struggling. She declined expensive outings and lived very simply. At the age of 45, she retired from her corporate job to travel the world in luxury. Her family was completely shocked because they never saw the river flowing beneath the surface. Build your wealth in complete silence. The 4th pillar is the warehouse strategy, a lesson from the ancient story of Joseph. Most people treat a financial windfall like a permission slip to celebrate. When a bonus check arrives, they book a vacation. When a tax return hits the account, they upgrade their television. When a small inheritance comes through, they put a deposit on a new car. The money appears, and within weeks it is visibly spent on things everyone can comment on. The ancient wealthy did the exact opposite. When unexpected money arrived, it disappeared into invisible storage so fast that no one knew it existed. During the years of abundance in Egypt, Joseph did not throw a party. He stored 20% of everything in hidden warehouses that the citizens could not see. If the people had known about the surplus, they would have pressured him to spend it and distribute it. The silence protected the strategy from social pressure. You must apply this to your modern life. When a work bonus arrives, make a silent and immediate transfer to your investment account. When you receive a tax return, send it straight to an index fund before you even see the balance. Every windfall is an opportunity to fill your warehouse, not a reason for celebration. Public spending of a windfall creates permanent social expectations. If you take everyone on vacation with your bonus, they will expect it every single year. If you invest it silently, no one expects anything from you, and you remain free. The warehouse you show the world is the warehouse that eventually gets raided. Store your wealth where no one can see it growing. The 5th pillar is the principle of the peasant costume. New money screams that it has arrived through logos and luxury lifestyles. Old money whispers that it is comfortable through quality and silence. John Rockefeller became the richest man in history, yet he wore the same simple suits for years. He taught his children a principle that protected the family fortune for over 150 years. Never let them see the fortune. This was not about being cheap. It was about strategic invisibility. Visible wealth attracts lawsuits, scammers, and fake friends. The peasant costume strategy means dressing like you earn $60,000 even if you earn $600,000. Drive a car that signals you are responsible, not rich. Live in a home that is nice, but never impressive to a stranger. Look at the patterns of the most successful families in 2026. The heirs of massive retail empires often drive pickup trucks and live in modest estates. Tech billionaires wear simple hoodies and drive common cars. Meanwhile, lottery winners buy mansions and go broke within 5 years. The data is overwhelming. Invisibility preserves wealth across generations. This week, I want you to intentionally downgrade one visible status symbol. Trade a luxury lease for a boring car, or replace a designer wardrobe with quality, logo-free basics. Invest every dollar of the difference and see how much freedom it buys you. The costume you wear determines the life you live. Dress poor, stay rich, and live free. The 6th pillar is the philosophy of the bamboo tree. We live in a world that expects instant, visible result. We think that if we work hard for 1 year, we should have something flashy to show for it. When the growth is slow and invisible, most people quit and buy a status symbol instead. But the greatest growth always happens underground. When you plant a bamboo seed, nothing happens for the first 5 years. You water it every day, but there is no sprout and no growth that your neighbors can see. Then, in the 6th year, the tree shoots up 90 feet in just 6 weeks. Did it grow in 6 weeks or 5 years? The answer is that it grew for 5 years while the root system was spreading deep and wide. Wealth building follows the exact same pattern. The first 5 years will feel like nothing is happening. You will be driving an old car while your friends are leasing German luxury vehicles. You will be living modestly while they are posting photos from expensive resorts. They will look successful, and you will look like you are struggling. But underground, your investment roots are spreading wider every single month. When the 10th year arrives, your wealth will shoot up exponentially through the power of compounding. Your friends' leases will end, their debts will linger, and they will still be broke. You stayed silent during the root-building years, and now you are financially free forever. If your wealth is visible in the 3rd year, you are building it the wrong way. The deepest roots grow in complete darkness. The 7th and final pillar is the invisibility shield used by the world's greatest investors. Many people think that once they finally get rich, they can stop hiding. They think they have earned the right to enjoy it visibly. But the moment you become truly wealthy is exactly when invisibility becomes most critical. Warren Buffett is worth over $100 billion. He could live in a mansion in every country, but he lives in the same house he bought in 1958. He drives himself and eats a simple breakfast every morning. Most people seeing him on the street would never guess his net worth. He once said that the less visible your wealth becomes, the more it multiplies. Every dollar spent making your wealth visible is a dollar that can no longer compound for your future. Every hour spent managing a luxury lifestyle is an hour not spent building your empire. Invisibility equals maximum efficiency. 7 out of 10 professional athletes go broke within 5 years of retirement. 7 out of 10 lottery winners are broke within 7 years. What do they all have in common? They made their wealth extremely visible, and that visibility destroyed them. Compare that to self-made millionaires in 2026. 90% of them drive cars that are over 5 years old. 80% live in middle-class neighborhoods. They could easily afford luxury, but they actively choose invisibility. I knew a tech executive who had $2 million. He bought an expensive house and a luxury car and joined an exclusive country club. By 55, he was still working and deeply stressed because he could not afford to quit. His colleague had the same starting wealth, but kept a modest house and a $20,000 car. At 52, he retired completely free. The ultimate flex is not what strangers see. It is the freedom that no one knows you have. Invisible wealth is an ancient strategy perfected over thousands of years. The Stoics, the biblical records, and the modern billionaires all discovered the same truth. Silence multiplies wealth, but visibility destroys it. This week, I challenge you to eliminate one visible wealth signal from your life. Stop all financial posts for 30 days and track the psychological shift. You will feel wealthier because you are building instead of performing. Every dollar spent looking rich is a dollar stolen from actually becoming rich. Consider which of these ancient principles hit you the hardest. It is time to stop performing for an audience that does not care about your future. Build like the bamboo. Invisible for years, but unshakable forever. I will see you on the silent side of wealth.